all your goals ahead of you, and one of those goals, a big game this week against Tulane. What's it like out here getting ready for a game like this?
I think it's just exciting. Coach Newberry says all the time, you want to play in meaningful games late in the season, and that's what we're doing. And the first time we've done it since 2019, honestly, I think. So I think that's really awesome, and I think the guys are just really excited, and you can see that in the way we're preparing.
And you guys knew it, and the coach said it right after the Notre Dame game, saying maybe that moment was a little bit too big, but you guys have that game knowing what happened. Does that help you coming into this week?
Of course, I think just having experience under our belt for the younger guys and for me and just for everybody from the Notre Dame game and from all the other games we've played really helps coming to this game. That means a lot, not letting it get too big and just playing how we play and doing our thing.
And nice to have Tulane at home.
Of course, always good to have them at home. Fans have been doing great this year. The brigade's awesome. Everybody's awesome.
Yeah, what is the energy like for a home game, knowing that just about every student that you go to school with is at that game cheering you on?
Yeah, it's good. I know the past few years they have been sort of upset with us and how we perform, so it's been good to play well at home this year and put on a good show for them having to come out to every game, and I think they've been great. Also,
Senior Day, seniors mean so much to this team, particularly you with those seniors on the offensive line.
Yeah, the offensive line seniors, they're great. My mom makes sure to take care of them, and I do too, just trying to always say nice things to those guys. But then Daba too, and everyone on the snipes with Amin or outside with Regis and Turner and Croy and all those guys, it means a lot to them, and it means a lot to the whole team to win this one for them.
Is that something that everybody rallies around, knowing that this is their day to honor them, and no better way to honor them than with a big win over Tulane?
Yeah, I think it's something we've done this entire season. Honestly, just, the seniors had a great message this year of wanting to change their legacy and what they meant to this program, and they thought that, up to this point they hadn't won many games, and their legacy would be that they lost. And I think they've done a great job at turning that around, and so what better way to send them out than to really turn that legacy around with a win.
And you mentioned your mom helps them out, does a little baking for them.
Yeah, yep, great baker all the time. Love those, love the brownies, cookies, all of it.
And I know this team really looking towards this game. This is a defense that has played lights out. Everyone's talking about their offense, but this Tulane defense has really played strong this year. What have you noticed watching them play?
Yeah, I think they're just good all around. Offense, defense, everything. And, you can't take them lightly. Just you got to be prepared. You got to play Navy football and march on the field and be the toughest team out there.
How's the groove of the offense now? You talk about week 10. How does it feel, and how's everybody moving?
It's good. Everyone's moving good, especially for week 10 compared to some years. I mean, I was out for the season at this time last year, so I think I think last year too we were down to multiple backups on the offensive line. So I think how we're looking this year and how we're feeling is moving a lot better than we have in years past.
And it seems like Coach Cronick and his staff seem to give you a new wrinkle each and every week that you can pull out. Is that fun, knowing that each game you got something new?
Of course, yeah. You can't be the same team every week. Every team watches film. So if you're the same team that you put out on film last week, you're gonna be easy to beat. So
now, I saw a thing this week. It showed Eli was running 20 miles per hour in his touchdown run. And how cool is that to find out actually how fast guys are running? And that's pretty fast.
Yeah, I really want to know how fast Landon ran. So I think he hit like 18, 19 on his run. So, that's awesome, all those guys. And that's usually the first question they have when they score something like that, or come back to how fast I hit, Coach K. And then they ask to see it. But that's awesome. Guys are flying around, and it's cool to see them hitting those speeds all the time.
And always tough when you stumble and hit adversity, but what do you think it was about this team that was able to take that adversity and turn it into something positive last week and get back on the winning track heading into the Tulane game?
Yeah, I think we just knew that what we put out in the field versus Notre Dame and Rice, it wasn't us. And, other past years maybe we would let that affect us and sort of get us down in a way, but I think it really fueled us, and we knew we had something to prove and get back to our winning ways.
You mentioned Landon on special teams with the fake punt, but also Riley, the way he's kicking the ball this year. What does that mean for you guys, knowing that that's kind of an insurance policy for you guys when that punt team comes out in the field?
Yeah, field position is the name of the game, and to be able to pin them back so far no matter where we are at on the field, and then to even get better field position when we get the ball back with how our defense has been playing. So Riley, he's an absolute weapon. He's a great guy, super smart, and just everything he does when he goes out there, I don't know if I'm more confident in any player on our team than when he goes out in the field. So he's done a great job this year. Even though we don't want him out in the field, he's done great.
As the season moved along, what is the thing that you've really liked the most about the offense? You had a good feel for it coming off the spring and into fall camp, but in the reality of playing games and putting these wins wins together. What is it you like the most now?
Just fun. The offense is just fun to be a part of, and I think all the guys are having fun, and so that's the biggest thing.
Talk about fun. It's hard now when the grind of the football, but what's the way you have fun when you try to get away from this on the yard?
You're saying how to get away from all the football? What I have fun? Just hang out with my girlfriend. Honestly, she's amazing. So shout out to my girlfriend, and then watch some movies. That's about it.
Yeah, and when the team comes together like this, so many responsibilities. Like today, all the seniors, their senior week, but they still have to do their military obligations. People lose track of that, but it's something you guys have to keep track of. Also, a couple weeks ago, it was exams that were coming. Is that something that I know people don't know about all of that, but it's something that does affect you guys?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff outside of just football that affects us, and this week's senior week, next week they get their service assignment, so that's even bigger for them. So lots of stuff on the plate of these guys and the seniors, and sometimes you don't notice it, and I think that's the best part when you don't notice it.
Kind of cool when they come to practice. Not hard finding out who the Marines are.
Oh yeah, it's always funny because they always come out in their beanies to protect their shaved heads, but then at the end of practice, they all come off and we see all the guys and getting shaved, and for the Marines, it's awesome.
What's the message in this game against Tulane that you guys are really focusing on?
Just be ourselves, don't let the moment get too big, and just execute, and that's the biggest thing.
Let's start with special teams. How cool is it for you and his teammates to have Riley out there doing what he does?
Yeah, tremendously hard worker, very driven person both on the field and off the field. Really excited to honor him and the rest of the senior class this Saturday.
You talk about a player like Riley punting. People say special teams, but he's really a member of the offense and the defense. The way he can flip the field and what he can do can really help change a game.
No question. Football is a complementary game, and when all three phases are clicking, all right, and you can win that battle of field position, good things tend to happen to the team.
How important was it last week to have Landon be able to convert on that fake punt, to know what you guys have been working on is good, but also to show teams that there's something they have to look for when you guys line up for a punt?
Totally. Landon, trust is definitely hard to gain and easy to lose, and I don't think there's a person that doesn't trust Landon Robinson in that locker room and up in that third floor in those offices. I mean, he's a great kid. He's probably one of the hardest workers on our team, if not the hardest. Positive attitude every day. He's a pleasure to coach, and he's fun to go to work with.
You mentioned the seniors. What does it mean for you to have a group of seniors like this to coach? You came in last year and they bought into what you've been doing, and you and your other coaches get a chance to put them out in the field and honor them in this game against Tulane.
Totally. You have goals that you set in the preseason, and it's the seniors' job, all right, to attain those goals. And all of our goals are right ahead of us, and it's really a tribute to them and their hard work and their leadership. And the young guys, the freshmen, sophomores, and junior class, got to follow their lead, all right, and toe their weight, and just follow those guys.
And you see that playing out on special teams. A lot of times you're not going to see maybe the star seniors out there, but when the younger guys see a Rayon Lane busting it down the field to make a tackle on coverage, they think, wow, this is really important. I better take this seriously.
For sure. 18's the best gunner in the country. He shows up to work every day. He hones his craft every day. He's the perfect example of what you would strive for every football player to be. He grows his game day by day, season by season. And one of the nice things about special teams is it gives young guys a platform in order for them to grow their game. But to double back on 18, when Ray Lane puts that on tape, all right, just the effort, all right, and the production that he has, it just really validates that third phase in special teams.
You talk about effort and production, your Raiders and Strikers, Week 10, how does your feel what they're doing going into this game against Tulane?
Yeah, it's a great room to be a part of. We have a bunch of guys that we feel really good about. For us, Tulane has a really good running game. All right, They do a fantastic job, and they pride themselves on being a tough, run-the-ball program. And for us, those are the challenges that you love to play and be a part of.
I know after the Notre Dame game, Coach, one of the first things he told us, he said, maybe the moment was too big for us. Do you think the team's learned from that and they're ready for this big moment? Because this is one of their big goals on the line on Saturday.
Totally. Football is, and the season is such a beautiful process, because if you don't grow and you don't evolve, you'll get passed by. And each game, whether it's a win, whether it's a loss, all right, I don't think there are any ties, but anytime you're out there in the arena, that's a learning experience for you. And you have to grow from it, and you have to enhance what it is that you do. And each opportunity, you start stacking those, and the teams that end up going to bowl games, the team that end up competing for conference championships, those are the teams that seem to figure it out and seem to grow.
Talking to other coaches, when we ask them about the Navy defense, they say one thing that they all say is they all go to the ball, the nose for the ball. How does that make you guys feel as coaches, knowing that what you see from them is what you're telling them?
Yeah, this is my second season here, and it is an absolute pleasure to be around those guys on defense. Quite frankly, I've never seen a group pursue the ball like they do here at Navy on the defensive side of the ball, and I'm just happy to be a part of it to help grow it.
2 seasons in here at the Naval Academy, could you ever imagine the experience you and your family would be having here on the yard in Annapolis?
It's been fantastic. It starts with Chet Gladchuk. It goes to Coach Newberry, to PJ Volker. Obviously, I've known PJ pretty much 3/4 of my entire life, but all three of those guys are special people, and I'm really fortunate to be a part of it.
Do you remember your senior night at Boston College?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was I think Coach Hall was a young graduate assistant for NC State, so actually an academy grad. Coach O'Brien was our head coach at BC. We played NC State. I think he wanted. It obviously was a cold night in Boston, so he wanted to ice down the field. So I think he put the sprinklers on on the field turf a little bit. We ended up winning. It was Mario Williams, it was Manny Lawson, it was those guys, but we just kept running the power play over and over on offense, and we played good defense. So it was a really fun night.
What's the message to make it a fun night for these seniors against Tulane?
Play hard, execute, have fun with your brothers.